This is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't act like a child in a sweet shop and just run to everything you see, every bit of equipment, every machine, and just do what you feel like, because you won't be maximising the work that you're putting in the time. You can spend an hour in the gym doing a proper workout, and you can have a proper game plan, and you know exactly what you're going to do from the moment you step in the gym to the moment you leave the gym. You're going to make a lot more progress than somebody who just goes in thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm going to train today. I'll just have a go on this, and this. I'll do the bench press, I'll do the bicep curls, I'll do some triceps, do some shoulder press, and then I'll leave. You're not going to maximise your time because you're going to be stood there looking around what to do. That's wasting time. Workout should be efficient, and if you want to stay in the game for as long as possible and you want to have longevity, you need to be able to break down your training into certain things to avoid overtraining things and missing out on other body parts, so you do not get injured and you stay in the game for as long as you can. Your eating is wrong. Diet is the #1 limiting factor to everybody's progress that I've ever spoken to in the gym. People that are overweight still eat too much. They say they're on a diet and then they go off it. They think, oh, it's just one meal. It doesn't work like that. And for the same, from my personal experience, from the other end of the spectrum, it's the same. You don't eat enough. You think you're eating enough. You think, oh yeah, I've had an extra little meal today, fantastic, I'm going to get big and juicy. Well, it's not the case. The only way, and this is proven, the only way that you can sort your diet out, whether it's to eat less, to eat more, to just eat right, is you need to write down everything you eat for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. Just write down every single thing you eat. And this way you cannot cheat yourself. You haven't got to show anybody else. It's just for you, and you can work out exactly how many calories and then the macronutrients, so the carbohydrates, the proteins, the fats, etc. And then you can see where you are. So you obviously, I'm going to make more videos on the diet and what you should be aiming for, depending on if you're trying to bulk up, cut down, just maintain. But you can see how many grams of protein and carbs you're eating, and then you can adjust it accordingly, and you can see how many calories you're eating. So if you're skinny and you don't feel like you're putting on any weight, you can work out how many calories you are, just add 500. It's as simple as that, and you will put on weight and you will put on muscle. Diet is the #1 hindrance on people's progress in the gym, and it's the simplest thing to fix. So there's no reason why we all can't start making a bit more progress by just tweaking our diet just that little bit. Legs should be the first thing you train. How many times have we seen it, and myself included, you go to the gym for the first time, the first thing you want to do is just bench press. Bench press and bicep curls. You do not want to be the guy that just does bench press and bicep curls, or is known for just doing bench press and bicep curls. If you go into the gym and you get straight on the squat rack and you start squatting, you are going to be set and you're going to make so much more progress than everybody else. Why? Squat is the only exercise that works pretty much every muscle in the body, more than any other exercise there is. And it's the scariest thing to do. People don't like getting under the bar and squatting, because if you drop it, they feel like they're going to, crush themselves. But as you can see, I've dropped it lots of times and I'm still here talking to you, I'm still alive, you know what I mean? So it's okay. Most people, when they train legs, they think, oh, I'll just go on the leg press instead. I don't need to squat, I'll just do the leg press and I'll do heavy, I'll do an extra set on the leg press. Or I'll just put 60 kilos on the bar and I'll just do reps. I'll do 80 kilos, I'll just do reps. It's not good enough. If you train your legs properly, you will have a better physique than anybody that trains upper body twice as hard as you, but then doesn't put any effort into their legs. Legs are the biggest muscle on the body, which is why it's more tiring and more difficult to train them, which is why people often give up and they don't put as much effort in, because it's just too much effort. Well, that's not what bodybuilding's about. You can have a good upper body, but if you've got no legs, you've got no physique really. Legs are the basis for a good physique. If you have good legs, you're probably going to have an excellent physique, and that's just as simple as it goes. So, train legs. Don't be the guy that does bicep curls and bench presses. Be the guy that squats. Your time will become very precious, and take it from somebody that works 2 jobs, studies at degree level full time, and has other commitments I have to do. On top of bodybuilding, you don't have a lot of free time, so you have to be sure this is the route you want to take. You will have to miss out on some social situations and going out, that sort of thing, because not only do you need to be able to get in all your food, all your nutrition, you need to be able to sleep enough. Sleep is a very important factor. It's like a triangle. You have to balance out sleep, training and nutrition, because if you have 2 but not 3, you're not going to make as much progress as if you had all 3. So you really need to be able to manage your time efficiently. If you've got to work full time and fit in your training and your eating around that, you need to be on top of your meal prep, you need to be on top of your training, you need to be efficient at everything you do. So that's my biggest tip. You need to be efficient, be prepared that your time is going to become more and more scarce, and you need to be able to commit to the training and to the eating and to the sleeping. Not every man was created equal. It would be nice to think that everybody that steps in the gym has the same chance of becoming an excellent bodybuilder, having a great physique, being as strong as each other. But in reality, that's just not the case. It's the same with every other sport. Some people are naturally gifted at football, some people are naturally gifted at rugby, some people are naturally gifted in bodybuilding, in strongman, in powerlifting. Why is that? Sometimes it's just some people are naturally strong, genetically strong. Other people, it's just the way their muscles are. So for example, I'm very lucky. Although I'm not particularly wide, I'd never be able to get wider. This is probably about as wide as I can get. I can make my muscles bigger, but I can't make my skeleton wider. So that, unfortunately, that's just the way I am. Is it going to hinder me? Probably not, because if you can make your muscles thick and developed, you know, who's going to stop you? However, some people's muscles will attach differently. I'm lucky that the way mine attach, it looks good. Some people's, and I'm sure Alfie won't mind me using him as an example, Alfie's calves, we train them both exactly the same, me and him, but my calves are bigger. It's just the way his muscle attaches to the tendon, to the bone. There's nothing you can do about that apart from keep training it and to make them as good as they can be. Which leads me on to this sort of sub-point, this final point. You should not care what anybody else thinks about you. You should do it for you. No one else's opinion matters, because they're not you. Everybody is different. You know, some people will be huge, ripped, jacked after being in the gym for 6 months. Some people it might take 3 years. Everybody's body is different. Everybody makes progress in different ways, at different speeds. Some people will find that they're better at some things than other things. Some people, you might hit a wall. Your legs might just not get any bigger. You might be training them and getting stronger and stronger, but they're just not getting any bigger. You might just hit your limit. And the important thing to remember is the only person you should be comparing yourself to is yourself in the past. So don't compare yourself to me if you're the same age as me, because we've got completely different bodies. We're completely different people. If you compare yourself to you a year ago, that's a good comparison to make, because you can then see how much progress you've made, or you know, how much weight you've put on and how many gains you've lost. The only person you should be comparing yourself to is yourself. You should leave the judging to the judges if you're going to go on the bodybuilding stage, and if you're not, then who cares? As long as you feel good, as long as you feel like you look good and you're making good progress, that's all that matters. But that's not an excuse to start getting lazy and to start getting slack, thinking, oh, I've made a bit of progress. You can always make more, and you can always be a better version of yourself. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of this new series, because I'm going to probably be recording some more later on. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Keep crushing your training, and have a good year.